So we're starting the tour off from my apartment. I live in apartments called the Costa Verde Boulevard Apartments, and they're built in 1999 from what I read on the website. So yeah, not too old, but you can tell they're a little bit older than some of these other apartments that I'm going to be coming up on here. This one across the street, it's called the Lux UTC apartment. I believe it's owned by the same people, and all these apartments in this little block are owned by the same people. But we're heading over toward the UTC Westfield Mall, which is just across the street from my apartment. But you can see these new apartments right here that they're still building. They're more luxury, and they're going to be a lot more expensive than where I live, but they're right across from the UTC and the transit line right here. And yeah, this transit line is actually part of the Blue Line extension, which just opened up last year in 2021. There's been a lot more foot traffic in the area that I've noticed just in the past year with the mall and with the shopping center across the street, which is right here, called the Costa Verde Village, which is also under construction, as you can see right here. But they're renovating this entire thing. They're going to be building a multi-use complex, which is business use and more dining, as well as expanding the green space, which is behind there, which we're going to be seeing here. But right now we're heading toward the Westfield Mall. This complex right here, though, it used to have a Bristol Farms, as well as like a bunch of little restaurants, a Chipotle, a smoothie place. Used to be pretty busy, and they closed it about a couple months ago, 6 months ago, to start the renovations. And the entire shopping center, except for two things, are blocked off with this fence right here. So you have to go all the way around instead of cutting through before like you could. But I'm crossing the street. I'm going to be going to give a tour of the transit area. And the transit center is connected to the Westfield Mall, which the Westfield Mall opened in 1977, but they've been doing renovations, which have been about $1 billion they put into this mall. The transit center, the bus station opened in 2017, with the transit center directly above it, which you can see the rail directly above with this elevator that leads to it. That one opened in 2021 with the Blue Line extension, which connects to downtown as well as all the way to Mexico, the border. And you can see the transit right up there is the end of it. But yeah, just passing along, we're going to keep on going. And I'm going to go back to the Costa Verde Village to show just what is left of what's open, and then talk a little bit more about what they're doing with that. So it's actually owned by, this project is being co-ran by the original owner, which is called Regency, and then a new partner, which is Alexandria. But they're partnering to build a multi-use space, which is kind of like a revolutionary, first of its kind type thing they're trying to do, where the business is mixed with the dining and as well as the green space. So they're only keeping a McDonald's and a gas station over there, which is still open currently, and they still get a lot of use. But they're going to be planning on building a whole big business complex where people can also live, potentially, from what I read online, as well as more dining, and then expanding an existing park. And a previous plan that was proposed for this was estimated to be about $230 million. And this was before they created a partnership with Alexandria. So it's definitely going to be a lot higher than what was previously proposed. And the concept images online look to be more in line with the nicer Lux apartments than my apartment building. So they're definitely skewing the area to be a bit more higher end and more like basically just more luxury, and also tying that back into how Westfield UTC is renovating currently. So now we're heading up to the remainder of the shopping center, and it's McDonald's, the Golden Arches, and now you can just see the closed off. That was the Bristol Farms right there to the left, and just completely fenced off everything except for that. And the shopping center, like, you can tell the parking lot is still pretty busy, even though it's just a McDonald's and the Chevron. All the spots are filled, and yeah, people heading inside and stuff. So I'm pretty sure this is the only cheap eatery, really. Besides from what's at the mall as well, there's a couple restaurants there that are pretty cheap. But yeah, for that reason, this definitely gets a lot of use. And then you can see the Chevron we're walking toward. And it also has a car wash attached to it. But yeah, this strip mall was built in 1989 originally, and it's been under construction for the past couple of months. So now we're just heading back toward where my apartment is. So we just did a big loop basically. But I'm not going to go back to my apartment. I'm going to make a little detour to show you guys the closest park that I have access to. I wouldn't even really call it a park. It's more of like a just patch of grass. But this is the closest park I have access to within walking distance. There's another one that's a little bit further, but the road and the ground is not too good, so not really good for like biking or skateboarding there. And this park doesn't even have a name to it. It's just attached to these apartment buildings behind. I think it's more of a dog park than anything. But I believe that this is part of the Regency and Alexandria plan with the green space that's going to be expanded. I believe this is the green space they're referencing because it's directly attached to the back of it. So hopefully they're able to actually utilize it more and expand it into a proper park and not just this little walkway. And I never really see this being utilized that much, especially since the construction began in this shopping center right here. But yeah, people used to be eating and stuff all back here, and now it's pretty empty.